Approximately 100 kilometres south of the busy city of Melbourne is Point Nepean. The Mornington Peninsula National Park covers over 500 hectares, and within that area a number of important historical events occurred. In 1967, the then Prime Minister of Australia, Harold Holt, went missing while swimming in rough weather off Cheviot Beach in Bass Strait. His body was never found. To the north of the peninsula is Port Phillip Bay, arguably one of the largest inland bays in the world. Container ships of all sizes can be seen making the 4-hour journey from Melbourne to the entrance of the bay. To the north is the sheltered waters of Port Phillip, and to the south is Bass Strait, which was notorious in the sailing ship era, where rough seas caused numerous shipwrecks. The national park is now home to the remains of fortifications first built in 1878. Gun batteries were installed at Eagle's Nest the following year. From these lookouts, the soldiers would have plenty of warning of any enemy ships heading towards the bay. Visitors to the park can still explore these lines of defence. The soldiers stationed here had a commanding views of the waters at the entrance to the bay, known as the Rip. The fear of invasion became a real threat during the 1900s, and the need to protect Melbourne forced an upgrade to Fort Pearce, which was completed in 1911. The fort was in use right up to the end of the Second World War, when the coastal artillery was finally removed. Fort Nepean is a lot older and was built in 1886. It's located at the end of the peninsula. It was the largest and most heavily armed installation in the network of fortifications around the entrance to Port Phillip Bay. The complex consists of a labyrinth of underground bunkers that house gun emplacements, barracks, tunnels, and ammunition magazines.
You see, any spark or flame near the cordite charges, and they'd all have been blown to kingdom come.
In Europe, on August the 4th, 1914, Great Britain declared war on Germany. On the other side of the world at Fort Nepean, the captain of a German steamer was attempting to depart Port Phillip before his ship would be interned. The gun barrel, which can be seen on the right-hand side, fired a heave-to shot across his bows, forcing the captain to abandon his escape attempt. This was the first British Empire shot of World War I. The first Australian shot of the Second World War came from the barrel on the left. On September 4, 1939, another German coastal freighter entered Port Phillip Bay without signalling the entry code of the day. The Australian gunners took immediate action and sent a shell across the bow of the ship, forcing it to heave to. These were the only 2 shots fired in anger from the Port Phillip defences during their long existence. The engine house supplied power to Fort Nepean, including the surrounding defence batteries, and was considered bomb-proof. Although the machinery is long gone, the building has certainly stood the test of time. We spent an interesting couple of hours exploring the ruins.